Hi and welcome to SCW, the wrestling channel here on YouTube.com. Thank you for choosing the channel and choosing the video. Subscribe right now. Leaving the comments here in the comment section, and like and share the video as well. There's quite a few matches to go through on this particular card. Can't say I'm overly excited about it, although I've got a funny feeling that it could be better than what it looks on paper. And at the same time as well, I do like the fact that a couple of gimmick matches have been brought in that we've not seen for a long time. The flag match in the olden days was just collecting the flag. It looks like there's an added finish point now up the rampway, which makes it perhaps a better match than maybe what we've seen in previous with the flag match as well. The Punjabi prison, the first time in a decade, so I'm looking forward to seeing it. The other two, not as great, but I tell you what, this one I feel has got potential now to be a winner for WWE because these guys involved are going to be smaller, more agile, and I think it will suit the structure better. So let's go through the card then, shall we? We'll start with the kickoff match, which is Ty Dillinger versus Aiden English. I must admit, watching SmackDown Live only and not watching the other feeder shows for this, I didn't know this rivalry was still going. So to make this one very simple, Ty Dillinger will be picking up the victory. I can't see it going any other way. There's no build to talk about, and I think Ty Dillinger deserves better. Saying that though, Aiden English deserves better as well because this has had a nothing build up from my point of view from these two. I think both could do more on SmackDown Live. I just think now that SmackDown is overloaded with mid-card talent to push to the main event. So actually, would it be better suited that these guys are on Raw? I'm not sure, but for me, Ty Dillinger will go over. Going on to the main card itself, then we'll start with Sami Zayn versus Mike Kanellis. Only Mike Kanellis' second match in WWE. I think he'll pick up the victory here, despite the fact that this one could be 50-50 booking, which means Sami could go over on the pay-per-view. I think, no, you need to make Kanellis strong as he's just started. Kanellis to pick up the victory in this encounter. Next, looking at Shinsuke Nakamura versus Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin seems to have had the better of a lot of this going into the event. Nakamura seems to be the guy that's going to be going over to meet on this particular occasion. Corbin, of course, has the briefcase, doesn't need to go over until he cashes in his Money in the Bank. That's normally the WWE way with these Money in the Bank holders. They win the briefcase, then they lose for months and months upon end. So I expect that pattern to continue this year. Corbin to lose to Nakamura here at Battleground. Following this, the Fatal 5-Way Elimination match, which will get a #1 contendership for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. That's quite a mouthful. We've got Becky Lynch, Tamina, Charlotte, Lana, and Natalya. Very interesting, this one. For me, I see Charlotte going over. Personally, the interesting part is going to be the partnership with Tamina and Lana. Will that stick? Will it survive in this event? It will be very interesting to see. I personally think with the way WWE is booking Lana, I think that she'll be the first to go out and Tamina will be the one to carry it on of the two. But yeah, looking at it, I think probably perhaps Charlotte and Becky Lynch may be the final two in there. I expect Charlotte, though, after losing on SmackDown Live this past week, to pick up the victory. And then finally, we'll get Naomi versus Charlotte one-on-one. No interference, no disturbances at SummerSlam. We're going to look at the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship next. The Usos defending against the New Day. Well, we've had the cop-out once. Will we get it again? I'm not so sure. But I think the New Day will be walking away victorious with or without the championships at the end. This will definitely conclude then at SummerSlam. So my prediction would be New Day to pick up the victory here, then the rematch at SummerSlam, and then finally they can move on to new programs going into the month of September. Next, we will look at the United States Championship, AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens. I'm pretty much a fan of the idea that AJ Styles won this title on a house show, particularly at Madison Square Garden. You don't get the sort of lineage anymore of MSG, so it's nice to see some sort of wrestling history still taking place on that for me, so I'm quite a fan of that. This rivalry, though, for me, hasn't really done a lot in the last few months, so I'm hoping, actually, this is going to be the close of the chapter. AJ Styles to simply go over, and then both to go into new programs going into SummerSlam. Will AJ Styles be taking on Nakamura or John Cena, all yet to be seen. Next, then we'll look at the flag match, though, speaking of John Cena. So John Cena versus Rusev in the flag match. I've already said how I think that this could be a better flag match than in previous times. For me, John Cena clearly has to go over here, purely for the reason that if he's going to go for AJ Styles for the US title, or Jinder Mahal for the WWE Championship, he needs to be pro-USA here. So a pro-USA victory seems to be the likelihood in this match. Then Rusev can perhaps go on to maybe sulk and have a bit of complaints. And maybe, I mean, if the rumoured match with Shane McMahon is still on after what happened with Shane McMahon this past week, if you're not aware, of course, he did actually escape from... there was like an emergency landing from a helicopter. So, yeah, good to see that Shane McMahon is safe and sound. But yeah, Rusev can go off to another program after this anyway. So I think that this rivalry will be a one and done. Going on next, Breezango, who trashed The Office. So we're going to find out finally with the Fashion Files Battleground. And I think it's quite clear with the cuddly toy Eric Rowan. It's not going to make much sense in my personal opinion, but I think that Rowan and Luke Harper will be back as a duo. It seems a simple way to throw another tag team back together. And this way, SmackDown Tag Team Division gets a bit more strength in it because we've now lost American Alpha. The Hype Bros look set to split up, in my personal opinion, looking at the way that storytelling is going, as well as this, of course, the Clones are one of them. I think Primo is out of action at the moment as well. So SmackDown Tag Division clearly has only 3 teams at the moment, and 4 teams with the Ascension as well, but people only really tend to take notice of Breezango, the New Day and the Usos. So to throw Luke Harper and Eric Rowan in the mix, it also gives credible competitors against the New Day when it eventually wins the tag team titles. Last but certainly not least then is the Punjabi prison match. Like I say, I think this has got potential. I think one thing very interesting with this, and I'm going to give a shout out to Chris Dock for this. I love this little thing. The most interesting part for him was going to be which colour shirt the Singh brothers are going to wear. I personally like that little touch on his personal predictions video. Check that out if you get an opportunity. Yeah, I'm going to go for Jinder Mahal to pick up the victory in this particular match over Randy Orton. Randy's had 3 chances, and I personally think it's going to be Mahal versus Cena at SummerSlam for the WWE Championship. And if we're going to have a Punjabi prison match, I think that to make this actually stand out and where we get this in future times, I think Mahal needs to go over. I mean, we could see this come as a gimmick match again in future. Maybe if he becomes a United States champion or a multi-time WWE champion, I think that it could work going into the future. So that's my predictions there for you. What are your predictions? Let me know in the comments below right now. This is WWE Battleground Predictions on SCW, the wrestling channel here on YouTube.com. Thank you for watching the video. As always, subscribe, enjoy the event, and I will see you next time.